Iowa Debris and Jennifer Lopez on talent.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Cake Radio Show. And today, on the 18th day of Vlogmas, we're talking about Beyonce. And this isn't the first time I talked about Beyonce on the podcast, especially not the first time I talked about her during Vlogmas season. But she is taking the girls down. Like, she has broken records not today, at time recording, a few days ago, because she has updated her RIAA certifications for her songs and her albums, and she shut the girls up. But this seems to be a recurring thing. Like, this seems to be a thing in which fans and stands, especially like Swifties and Barbs, will come up with the narrative that like, oh, like Beyonce's records aren't selling, like they're free falling off the charts, da 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 da, this, that, and the third. They're talking about it, especially when I believe it was like what, Renaissance and was it Midnights? Whatever the Taylor Swift album was that released during that time, when they started rolling out around the same time, people were suggesting like, oh, like Beyonce's an artist, not the charts girly. Like, she only has a small fan base, da 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 da. And then, Renaissance came out, did the numbers that it did. The world tour did the numbers that it did. Everybody was lauding both artists for breaking records for like tours and stuff like that. But the stance and stuff like that were going at the Beehive, and Beyonce being like, oh, like she's just this, she's just that, like she doesn't have that much impact as much as y'all saying it is. Like her charts, like Taylor Swift fans will beat you over the heads with charts. And then you have the Barbs, who will be also trying to tag team on the charts, like they not trying to spend the $40 that they have left in their bank account to try to push their sales. But that's another story for another day. And lately the girls have kept talking about Beyonce's sales and stuff like that, especially with the release of Cowboy Carter. And a lot of people have been questioning the longevity of that album, the success of that album in terms of its like sales and its performance. Well, with the RIAA certifications, she shut everybody up because Beyonce has the most RIAA certifications of any female artist. 103 certifications across her albums and singles. RIAA President Michelle Ballantine said, "Congratulations on this crowning milestone, Beyonce, Parkway Entertainment, Columbia Records, and we see you, Beehive, streaming on repeat." And, the girls was really kind of giving it for that. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about, like, the RIAA numbers, but they don't talk about, like, I feel like I've never heard people talk about, like, what goes into those certifications. So, like, you just kind of got to know, essentially, or, like, look it up. So I'm going to help y'all out for those who don't know what goes into the certifications and what doesn't go into the certifications. So what goes into RIAA's Gold and Platinum program is, the amount of sales that are passed with streaming and sales. So gold is 500,000 units, platinum is 1 million units, and diamond certifications is 10 million units and up. And Beyonce got an extensive list, again, like 103 certifications across her albums and her singles. She has 7 times platinum status for Dangerously in Love and I Am Sasha Fierce. 4 and Lemonade have reached 4 times platinum. B-Day has reached 5 times platinum. And the self-titled Beyonce album has reached 6 times platinum status. Renaissance reached 2 times platinum status. And Cowboy Carter has reached platinum status once. So, like, the girls is really taking it. And, like, when we look at the the singles, right? Like what exactly was updated, what songs were really updated. It's some of these songs that got certifications aren't even singles, mind you. So you have like Single Ladies, Halo, Crazy in Love, Irreplaceable, Drunk in Love, Dangerously in Love. Hold on, because I'm saying all these tracks, but I gotta let y'all know what these ratings are. Church Girl, gold status. That wasn't even a single, I believe. The Cowboy Carter album, again, platinum. Virgo's Groove, gold. Countdown, platinum. Cozy, gold. Daddy's Lessons, platinum. And the girls was acting like they didn't even like Daddy's Lessons. Like, people were cutting up over that because it was a country song. Alien Superstar, platinum. Ego, platinum. Heated, gold. Plastic Off the Sofa, gold. Drunken Love, platinum. 8 times platinum, mind you. I'm That Girl, gold. Texas Hold'em, 2 times platinum. And the girls was questioning the success of Cowboy Carter. You got one of the lead singles doing 2 times platinum. Dangerously in Love went platinum. Blow went platinum. Cuff It went 2 times platinum. That's an error. 3 times platinum. It went 3 times platinum. Baby Boy, you say on my mind, hit fantasy went 2 times platinum. 16 Carriages, gold. Don't Hurt Yourself featuring Jack White, platinum. Break My Soul, 2 times platinum. America Has a Problem, platinum. Best Thing I Never Had, 4 times platinum. Like, these, I could go on and on and on until I'm blue in the face and my tongue is dry and, like, y'all click off the episode. But this girl has really gagged the girls and gagged alive to, like, break these records. And again, like, these aren't easy records to settle and to, like, achieve. Like, this isn't a thing that you can just, like, push and pedal and, like, gag the, like, mobilize fan bases to do. Like, this isn't something that, like, will come inauthentically, just so to speak. Because again, she has the most certifications out of any artist. This is the testament of longevity and the testament of, like, real music. And I'm not going to say that, like, Taylor Swift or, like, Nicki Minaj don't make real music. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, not only do they have their core fan base supporting, purchasing the music, streaming the music, and doing all that, but you also have casual audiences tuning in, streaming the music, listening to the music on the radio, buying the music because they enjoy the music. And that's what I feel like a lot of people are forgetting. What makes longevity in any industry, music, film, like content creation, isn't the fan base that you personally have. It is a notable portion of it. Again, shout out to my bakers for watching this podcast and tuning into my stuff. But what makes longevity, one, is the stuff that you put out, if it's real quality work, if it's the best work that you are putting out and you're consistently improving yourself. And also, if you're able to balance between making stuff that's for your fan base, stuff that might be a little bit niche but isn't really, crossing the gap, crossing the mainstream, and the stuff that is breaking the mainstream, the stuff that, your fans are gonna bump, and the stuff that your people who casually like you, or may not be like, may like casually listen to you, but might not call themselves like fans or stans of you by any means, are still tuning in and tapping into your stuff. That is what makes, this talk of longevity. That's what makes longevity, and that's what makes you a true artist. Not even a true artist at the end of the day, because you could be, making stuff like that, and you're only having a small artist, and you're still a good artist. But when it comes to talk of longevity and who has the most impact, this balance that Beyonce has done throughout her career, both from her debut album, which again has had numerous certifications in platinum, to her latest album, which just hit platinum. You are seeing the consistency of the gag, and it's just really, really iconic. But shout out, congratulations, because that's a big feat. Like, that's an impressive feat. Very few artists can say that they got that going on. And, I think that this plus the conversation about Billboard, giving Beyonce the number one spot for like the greatest pop star of like the 21st century. And you know, the amount of nominations at the Grammys that Kendrick Carter is getting, like, it is very much a common thread showing that Beyonce is really that girl. And if you ask me, like, Beyonce is one of the pop stars, one of the artists, because she isn't necessarily a pop star anymore. She wouldn't consider herself a pop star anymore if you listen or watch her or read her interviews. But she is one of the stars, one of the artists from like a bygone era of music. She is from this era in which like artist development existed, where like labels, record labels, were willing to put money in to support these acts. And you know, someone who got their start in the church, and also someone who is like both an entertainer and an artist. Because you can be an artist, you can be a singer, like Adele, you know, someone who's really talented but is not going to be like spinning around the stage and doing all this crazy stuff. And then you have the entertainers, you know, some people who might not have that like voice like Pink, or like definitely J-Lo. Like J-Lo is definitely someone who could be, well, I mean, if you look at her performance, I can't even call her an entertainer. She's entertaining somebody for everybody. But you have somebody like that, somebody like Chris Brown, for some people, as controversial as he is, and as much as I hate that man, people like him because he's an entertainer. Like, he just be crunking it on the stage, doing the robot on the stage. Some people find it entertaining, and there's something entertaining for everybody. But I need to find a better example of an entertainer. But but anyways, y'all get the point. There are entertainers and there's performers, and Beyonce is someone who has shown that she can do both. And you saw it with her debut projects, her debut rollouts, her earlier albums. You know, you saw the insane performances and stuff that she was doing with the Dangerously in Love and like the I Am Sasha Fierce like eras. Like, it was like, what the hell is you doing, girl? And then you have stuff like Renaissance, which, like, even though she's not really like given the crazy dances and performances that she's done in the past, she's doing the moves and doing the things that she's still doing still in a way that's still entertaining for people. And again, as I talked about in previous episodes, the Renaissance era is going to be looked at like very historically. Like, people are going to look at it and like talk about how iconic and how like insane that era was for music, especially for touring. Like, that is an insane run. And I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about it. Like, a lot of people are talking about it in the moment, but I think when time passes and we look back and reflect, and like the dust has fully settled on that era, people are really going to talk about how like insane and historic that the Renaissance era was. And again, all of this is just showing the testament of Beyonce as an artist, and how she, you know, is going to be regarded as one of the greatest stars of our time. And that's my thoughts on Beyonce's RIAA certifications. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. What was your favorite song that appeared on the RIAA certification updates? What songs are you shocked, or like albums that you're shocked about that got, you know, updated certifications, or has the certification that it has? And how do you feel about Beyonce? Like, let me know in the comments below. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Cake Radio Show. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications on YouTube at Cake Radio Show, where you get episodes before anybody else. And if you're listening to this episode on your favorite podcast platforms, because we're essentially everywhere, thank y'all so much for listening and supporting the podcast. Give the show a good rating because it helps. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.